Okay, let me show you what I mean by string height on an instrument being set so high that it really frets sharp. This is the ukulele I bought, and this thing actually has to be set up. One of the problems is the string height here, the action they call it. If you can look between, you can see where my shirt in here and the string, like we got the fretboard, the string, and my shirt. That's a pretty big gap in here. It gets worse as it goes up the fretboard. If you look, let's see if I can get this at a right angle here where you can kind of see it. Yeah, here you go. It is huge, man. That's way too big. The string should actually be, down, probably right about here. So that's a good distance from here to here. So even though this thing is actually in tune to the actual notes that the string should be set at, when you go to fret it, you can hear it fretting sharp. Okay, because this is a C. On a ukulele, it's actually really easy to play because this is a C. It's a one-string C. This is an F, which is basically a two note. You fret here, and then you fret here. So you're only holding down like 2 frets. So this would be an F. And then for a G, it actually is a D shape, just like on a regular guitar. So you're fretting here, here, and here. See, so that would be a D. This would be a G. And you play all the strings. But you can hear how it's going sharp. And this would be an A minor. This would be an A. The change, but it's fretting sharp, and it gets worse the further you go up this fretboard because you got a huge height here. This is an incredible distance. So what I have to do on this particular instrument is I have to get the fret files, and I have to file these grooves slightly deeper to drop the action down here at the first fret. And the big problem though on cheaper instruments like this one is you can see the bridge and the saddle piece. This bridge piece comes out, but there is not a lot of space. Let's see if we can get this. There's not a lot of space between the bottom of where the saddle sits, the bridge actually sits, and the top of the bridge. There's very little space. So what I'm going to have to do is loosen up these strings. This bridge, which is a little strip of plastic, comes out. It just falls right out. I need to sand the bottom of this thing flat. So I need to make it basically shorter, and I'm probably going to have to sand the top of this wooden part of this bridge down, and that will help me lower the strings down to let's see, it's hard to kind of see here, down to a more playable height. Yeah, see, I need to bring it down right about here. And it's hard to fret. This is what I was saying about hurting your fingers, because you have such a huge distance. You can see my fingers. You got a huge distance to go down, that if you have, these are actually nylon strings, so they're fairly easy on the fingers. But on a guitar that has steel strings, it hurts your fingertips because you got to push them down harder. The string's pushing back up. You're trying to push it down, and it really hurts your fingers. So and that's one of the casualties of lesser quality instruments. Like this is a nice little instrument for 30 bucks once the action is set, and it gives the kids something to kind of play around with, and it's easy to play. And here it's already fretting sharp. So, and there's no way to fix that. No matter how many times you tune, it's not going to make any difference. And also, these are really cheap strings. Now, another reason it might not be keeping in tune is because your string, when you tighten it up, actually stretches out, and it gets to a certain resting point to where it has the right, it'll stretch to where it's not going to stretch anymore. Cheap strings keep on stretching. You tighten them up, they stretch. You tighten them up, they stretch, no matter what you do. And these are the strings that came on it, so they're fairly cheap. I'll eventually replace it with something a little bit better. So hope that helps.